Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We're talking Sunday, August 17th. The Dong Report is back in your life. I'm going to have 7 total players on Dong Watch for today's Dong Report. Of course, going to give you my 3 favorites as well. So whether you want to play the favorites or whether you want to do what I do and spray the board, the option's up to you. Before we get into that, we got to recap a very frustrating day yesterday that ended with 0 dongs, so that's never fun. We had 2 players get refunded that ended up not being in the starting lineup in Kyle Stowers and Nick Castellanos. And then we had Vinny Pasquantino leave after his first at-bat for heat-related issues. And then the guy who took his spot ended up hitting a home run. And then the other guys, Riley Green had a bunch of hard hits, no home runs. Michael Busch didn't really do anything. Roman Anthony had a bunch of hard hits, no home runs. And then nothing really close from Colson Montgomery. And then Bangaliers didn't go yard. Of course, Rooker did, who I was debating. I just didn't like the odds. Didn't play him, got burned for it. Really, really frustrating day yesterday. And what's been a really frustrating, honestly, the last week or so has been more bad than good. Hopefully we can turn it around starting today. Last Sunday was good. So at least we were able to have a good day last Sunday. Hopefully we can continue that today. Down a little bit less than a unit yesterday. So on the entire year, brings our profit down to 1.42 units, 1% ROI, nothing amazing there. Since June 21st, things have been better, which is really when I started the spray the board strategy, up about 7.79 units. Now, since I started telling you guys the difference between the favorites and the spray the board, it's been a couple down days in a row. So not great timing for that, but generally the spray the board strategy has gone much better than the favorites. Hopefully, again, we can have a good day today. Decent weather. Pretty much across the board, only 2 games that I didn't want to play. Wrigley Field and Oracle Park is always a no play. I actually do have a play in Kauffman Stadium because it's hot and wind's blowing out. Didn't work out yesterday, but generally that stuff will work out. And then everything else is mostly in these positive games you see up here. But again, I am pretty confident in the plays that we have for today. And we can get started right off. I actually have 3 plays in the Angels game. So of my favorites, it's Zach Nato, a.k.a. Sharknado. He did just come through for us on Friday, so hopefully we can do that again. But he is play number 1, and he is the one favorite of the 3 Angels. Then I'm going with Joe Adell, and I'm going with Taylor Ward as well. So I'm taking all 3 of those players on the Angels. The odds on them, 350 for Zach Nato at 365, 350 on Adell at Bet365, and it's 400. I actually think this moved down to plus 390, but you can get plus 400 at BetMGM. It's not showing up here, but he is best offered at plus 400 at BetMGM for Taylor Ward. Now, of these batters, the hottest one at the plate is Zach Nato. He's got 4 barrels, 8 hard hits over the last week. You look at the last 2 weeks, he's got 7 barrels, 18 hard hits, by far hitting the best on the Angels. I will admit, Adell especially has cooled down a little bit, and Taylor Ward has done a good job barreling the ball up, but the hard hits really aren't there. The reason I'm going with all 3 of them is because all 3 of them annihilate left-handed pitching. You look at this is the entire year ISO rate against left-handed pitching. 329 for Taylor Ward is very good. 296 for Joe Adell is very good. 238 for Zach Nato is okay, but you look at the last 30 days, and I guess it's down to 167, but he's also the hottest of the 3, which is why I went with him. And then Ward and Adell are just annihilating, smoking left-handed pitching over the last month. So it's like Zach Nato has the best form, the best recent form, whereas Ward and Adell have really good numbers against lefties. Even as Adell has, again, cooled off the plate a little bit. He had a decent day yesterday. He had a 380-foot flyout. This was like probably 3 launch angle degrees lower. This would have been a home run. So that's not bad. Nato had 1 hard hit, and Ward also had 1 hard hit. So none of them really had incredible days, but they at least did have hard hits. With Nato's, I believe Ward's wasn't anything that impressive, but I believe, Nato's was also a flyout. Just got too much under it. And then the pitcher they're going up against, the lefty, is Jeffrey Springs. He's not terrible by any means. Home run every 20 at-bats over the last 6 weeks against righties. Every 18 at-bats. That's exactly what you're looking for under that 20 at-bat threshold for a home run. You look into his numbers, some good, some bad. Like the fly ball and ISO rate is high. The hard hit rate is kind of high. The barrel is mediocre. It's not amazing, but it's definitely not bad. But the fly ball rate is really gonna hurt at Suter Health Park, where there's double-digit winds blowing out to left field at a stadium that is very receptive to wind. So all in all, I really like the plays on the Angels. Again, Nato is the favorite of the three, but I took all three of them. Next up, going with Ronald Acuna Jr. to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 375 at Bet365. He doesn't pull on Ballpark Pal yet because he just came back to the lineup, so their code just hasn't pulled him in yet. But he is going up against Logan Allen, the left-handed pitcher for the Guardians. Now, Ronnie missed a bunch of time with Achilles tightness. His first game back was Friday. He had one hard hit Friday, nothing that impressive. And then yesterday, he had a pretty impressive day at the plate. He had 3 hard hits, as you can see here. And you look into those hard hits, it was 104.7 miles an hour off the bat. Now, negative degree launch angle is not that impressive, but he also had a double, 103 miles an hour off the bat. That treble, 373 feet. Again, like 4 launch angle degrees lower. This would have been a home run. And then he also had 103 off the bat. Granted, negative 19 degree launch angle is not that impressive, but you like to see 3 hits above 103 miles an hour with one of them put in the air. And Acuna, when he first came back from injury the first time, like from his torn ACL back in May, was just absolutely raking. So we know the kind of run, the kind of hitter that this guy is. So after a couple days, really just one day where he didn't do much, yesterday was good. And the pitching matchup, Logan Allen, kind of similar to Jeffrey Springs. He's a lefty. He's not terrible by any means. Home run every 28 at-bats. So he's he's better than Jeffrey Springs. Worse matchup for us. But still, home run every 28 at-bats is not that scary. Really low K rate, high line drive rate, and both the barrel rate and the hard hit rate were higher for Logan Allen than they were for Jeffrey Springs. The fly ball rate is lower, and that is a pretty low fly ball rate. I'll give him that. And then you look at the entire year for him, not just the 6 weeks. It does look a little bit better for him. So less so targeting a juicy pitching matchup, more so targeting a hot batter. I like the righty versus lefty, even though this year Acuna's been better against righties, but it's Acuna. He can hit lefties. And this is another good weather game, plus 16% weather edge, or I should say home run index, according to Ballpark Pal. And then when you look at weather edge, I think they had this one as a not as good of a weather game, but still positive. So Acuna at plus 375, I like a lot. Next up, I'm going to have 2 players in the Rockies game. Ketel Marte is the third of my 3 favorites. I am taking him, and I'm also taking Brenton Doyle to hit a home run. So I'm taking both of them. Part of the reason, I don't understand this price on Bet365. If you're watching this, stop what you're doing and go bet him right now. I can confirm this is a real price. I bet it at Bet365. No idea why Ketel Marte is plus 475. It makes no sense. He's been in the 200s the last 2 games at Coors Field. He's been really good at Coors Field. He hasn't cleared a fence, but he's been very good. And look at FanDuel, plus 240. I just don't understand this price here. Go lock it in at Bet365. And then Doyle is plus 500 at FanDuel. Now, Ketel Marte's been fantastic. I mean, you look at him, we'll just look at the Diamondbacks for a second. Last week, he's had 12 hard hits and 4 barrels. That's fantastic. You look at what he did at the plate yesterday, and it's the same thing on Friday. So you look at yesterday. No home runs. He had 2 hard hits, and he had a baseball that traveled 391 feet, would have been a home run in 25 of 30 stadiums, but it was not. Now, you will unfortunately see that a lot at Coors because the ball does travel farther at Coors. They also have a large outfield. So you'll see like 424-foot triple, 417-foot flyout, 408-foot flyout. Like that stuff will happen at Coors Field, as you can tell. But we like the fact that he's annihilating the baseball. He hit one 400 feet 2 days ago that didn't clear a fence, and 104 miles per hour off the bat. The other hard hit he had wasn't as impressive. It was 97.8, still a double. So we did get 4 bases for those of you that take 4 bases instead of home run. But Ketel Marte has just been fantastic. And so has Brenton Doyle. You know, don't let his numbers recently, 3 hard hits, a barrel. That was back on the 14th. 2 days ago, 1 hard hit, 1 barrel, and that was actually a home run. He hit a home run. Or no, that was a home run on the 14th. Yesterday isn't pulling into Fangraphs, which is why you don't see anything for the 16th. Of course, this is loading. But he also had a good day at the plate. He had a flyout 408 feet, Like, that is fantastic if you can hit a baseball that far. And then he had another double that was 374 feet, was a home run in 18 of 30 stadiums. And in 24 out of 30 stadiums. That's a really, really good day at the plate for Brenton Doyle, who's on a really good run. Like, you look at him, home run back-to-back games on August 9th and August 10th. Then he hit a home run again on August 14th. Hasn't hit a home run the last 2 days, but has crushed the baseball the last 2 days. And the pitcher he's going up against, Nabil Crismat, is nobody you've probably heard of. He's a AAA arm. He's getting called up because the Diamondback season is in free fall, and he's a home run guy. I mean, he hasn't pitched a ton recently, but last time we saw him in the MLB was last year. He only pitched 7 innings. His ERA was good, but he mostly got rocked. 1.29 home run per nine isn't terrible, but the year before, 13 innings, 2.08. His barrel rate numbers and stuff, 10% is bad, 8.9% is not good. So the pitching matchup generally should be pretty good, and Doyle's just been fantastic. So I like going with him. So Cattell was the last of the 3 favorites. Then I also took Brenton Doyle. And then my last play of the day, a little bit of a shorter video today, is Salvador Perez. We're taking him to hit a home run. He is best offered at 390 odds at DraftKings. This 400 number is no longer available. If I refresh it, I'm guessing this will go down to 390. Or maybe it went back up to 400. When I bet it, it was 390. So just go check that out. I would take 390. I'd take 400, obviously, and I'll take 375. Perez has been fantastic. You look at the entire MLB, and you look at total barrels. He's got 5 over the last 7 days. That's fantastic. 2 home runs hit over the last week. All of his numbers across the board are really, really good. Fly ball rate above 50%. Pull rate 46%. That's fantastic. Launch angle, exactly what you look for. The hard hits aren't quite as high as some other guys, but 5 barrels is 5 barrels. You want to see what he did yesterday. He didn't go yard, but he did go yard 2 days ago, and he still had a good day at the plate yesterday. He had 3 hard hits yesterday. Now, none of the 3 were like smoked. They are all between 95 and 96.8 miles per hour. Still hit one 357 feet. But you like to see that he's still hitting the baseball relatively hard. And Kauffman Stadium is kind of like Coors in that it has a large outfield and that it generally stinks for home runs. But for today specifically, just from a weather perspective, it's +8. And the reason why is because there are winds blowing out, 10-mile-an-hour winds, and it's incredibly hot. It's going to be like 100 degrees at the Royals game. So hopefully Perez doesn't have a heat-related incident like Pasquatch did yesterday. If he does play, I really like him. He's going up against Davis Martin, who's honestly not Davis Martin is not terrible. You look at him on the year, just his home run numbers in general, every 25 at-bats. Against righties, 26 at-bats. Some of his numbers are good. Like, he does keep the ball down a little bit, but the barrel rate is relatively high. The hard hit rate is relatively high. The K rate is relatively low. And then you look at the last 6 weeks for him, and it is admittedly a little bit better, but not a pitching matchup that I'm totally scared of. It is a +10 extreme advantage in favor of Perez. And this is more backing a hot batter than it is fading a dong ball pitcher, but I do really like Perez. And that is all we got. 7 total players on Dong Watch for you guys to lock in. It's the 3 Angels, Zach Nato, Joe Adell, and Taylor Ward. It's Ronald Acuna Jr., Salvador Perez, Ketel Marte, and Brenton Doyle. That's all we got for today. Hopefully, better day than yesterday, better day than Friday, better day. I think Thursday we broke even, so that's fine. But hopefully we can actually make some money today. It's been a couple days. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Ballpark Pal. Check out my Tails account, which I put a link to them in the description of the video. Make sure to bet responsibly, and have a good one.